Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for The Walking Dead comics issue 176 this month, right? Yeah, I actually am very, very excited. More excited than I've been in a while. I know there have been a few issues, I think even lately. I mean, there was the one where Beta got taken out, but there are some issues I've been excited about recently. But this one is really getting me because the end of last month, like that was pretty impressive. I'm really excited to see where this goes, and I really hope Kirkman does some good stuff with this. But yeah, I guess there's plenty I could just ramble on about, but let's actually get into reading and talking about this as we read through it too. And I'll read over it a few more times, take some notes, and I'll do a review of it tomorrow as well. But I'm excited to get into this. So, New World Order 2 of 6, The Walking Dead, hold on, okay, just checking my recording stuff. The Walking Dead 176, and this is the one that has the cover with that, the chick on it, Madam President of the Commonwealth, presumably. So, hopefully the Commonwealth, like I said last month, I'm just hoping it turns out to be a cool new place for us to tell stories, because if it's just another big evil organization type of community, we've seen that again and again and again. I just want it to be a good community for once, or at least a sort of neutral one with good and bad, wherein our main character communities can sort of intermingle and tell storylines between them. So that's what I'm hoping for. So we have we got that picture there on their wall. I forget what they called it, but the wall of the missing, wall of the lost, something like that. But have you seen my mom, Michonne? Michonne is weeping. Michonne, are you okay? Says Eugene. What's going on here? Says Lance. Then Michonne pulls the picture down. Take me to this bakery on 6th Street right now. I'm afraid I can't do that, says Lance. I wasn't asking, she says, grabbing him. One of the officers pulls a gun. Let go of him now. I won't ask again. Michonne, stop. What are you doing? Says Magna. Then Michonne holds his face to the picture. My daughter, at least, oh no, I think that's just him grabbing his jaw after she lets him go. My daughter, Elodie, she's alive. She's looking for me. She's alive. My daughter is alive. And Michonne's still just in shock, crying. She was alive. Some of those pictures have been up for years. You never know where those people are now, says Lance. You think you're funny, says Magna. The problem is I know I am. Look, I don't know the answers to her questions, but luckily we're headed to the place that does. So can we just mount up and get going? Lead the way, she says. Alright. Now this nice little, full double-page spread. Oh, another double-page spread. We get to see a bit of this Market Street. Okay. That's pretty cool. You'd figure they'd be using the buildings a bit more, but I understand. It sort of still makes sense. It's like a bazaar. Eugene, we have somebody calling out. Stephanie, are you Stephanie? What the? Stephanie, get back, says Lance. Lance is like, I can't control these people today. I'm sorry. They wouldn't let me go to the meet. I was so worried. I'm glad you got here. This place has its flaws, but we'll talk after your orientation, okay? I said get back. You know better than this, Stephanie. This is outrageous. She's got a very Velma from Scooby-Doo vibe going on. I promised they'd meet me. They're very cautious people. I want them to trust us, she says. You're not qualified to build that trust. We've been over this. Maybe we forgave your unauthorized radio usage too quickly. Should we revisit an appropriate punishment? No, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Okay, then. I believe you're supposed to be at work at this hour. Don't make me change your employment assignment. You definitely won't like where you're placed. And then Michonne is starting to seem worried. How close are we to this bakery? Not close. You'll be permitted to roam freely if all goes well here. Please proceed inside. You're only delaying your reunion by asking these questions. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Commonwealth. My name is Maxwell Hawkins. It's always great to learn of more communities out in the world. Brings us all hope, says this, he looks like a game show host, to tell the truth. May I ask which one of you contacted us in the first place? I did, Eugene. And what was your profession? Before the fall, I mean. What? I was a high school science teacher. That simply won't do. What about you, ma'am? All kinds of stuff, Princess. All kinds of stuff. I worked at a coffee shop, a record store, lots of retail. For a while, That's enough. What about you? I was a lawyer, says Michonne. Public defender? Private practice. I had just made partner. What does any of this have to do with... That works. Please come with me, says. This is Michonne. She was a lawyer with her own private practice. Excellent. Michonne, welcome. I'm Pamela Milton, Governor of the Commonwealth. Please have a seat. I'll start by explaining who we are. The Commonwealth is a shining beacon on the hill. It's what rose from the ashes of our world and brought order to the chaos. We're 50,000 people strong and bringing more people in all the time. We're what you've been dreaming of, what you hoped still existed. Simply put, we're civilization. It's back. You're welcome. Oh, this is not going to go well, I see already. Am I supposed to say thank you, says Michonne. If you have any interest whatsoever in being polite, yes. Okay, look, let's cut the tension here a little. Why don't you tell me a bit about your community? Who are the people there? How do you live? How many of you are there? Things like that. Tell me why we should bring you in as a member of the Commonwealth. Who said we want to? In my mind, I'm auditioning you as much as you're auditioning me. What are we doing? Says Eugene, leaning over. You're waiting. Depending on how this meeting goes, you'll either be free to explore this community or you'll be asked to leave. So just sit tight. I'm going to shower for a week, and we see some of the soldiers walking by. I'm going to shower for an hour and then sleep for a week. Mercer is going to shit when he hears he missed out on the magenta swarm. He loves killing swarms. Okay. I had trouble with that sentence for some reason. Welcome back, gentlemen. Good to see you all made it back in one piece. Was touch and go for a bit, but we pulled it off. We only had to reposition twice. We're a well-oiled machine. Mercer has trained you well. Now get some well-earned rest. Yes, sir. Moving as fast as I can. We were camped out waiting for you for 3 days. We went to a lot of effort to bring you and your people back here. Hope it's worth it, says Lance. Look, we've established order, not just safety, security, and all that. We've put things back together. Leaders lead, followers follow. We've gathered up all the puzzle pieces that were scattered when the dead rose, and we've put them back in their proper places. I don't know that I quite follow what you're trying to say. People need something to do. We've provided that. Civilization is a machine. All the parts have to go in the right place right place for it to work. That's what we've done. It was a painstaking process, but we've discovered all the wheels and belts, screws and cogs, and connected them to the engines. I take one look at you and I can tell. You're an engine. We engines, we have to work together, you understand. Civilization is a big machine. It can't move unless all the engines work in tandem to move in the same direction. You know what happens if we don't? Chaos. And what happens to all those wheels and belts and pulleys and screws and cogs and wires and whatever else is in the machine then? They're scattered. The machine breaks down and they're lost. Even these brutes know that. They also know how absolutely essential brutes are to the continued prosperity of the Commonwealth and its people. Yes, ma'am, we do, chimes in one of the soldiers. Okay, stop. I was trying to humor you and see this through. It seemed like the fastest way to get this over with. It's not fast enough. Something wrong. Michonne, what is it? My daughter. I thought I'd lost her. Haven't seen her since all this began. Somehow she's here. Somehow she's alive. There was a picture of me on your wall of the lost, or whatever it's called, and she's looking for me. She's here, and she's alive, and she's looking for me. So if it's all the same to you, you want to sell me on the Commonwealth, bring me over to your side, why don't you let me hear it from her? As a mother myself, I can't imagine what you're experiencing right now. I'm frankly stunned at the level of restraint you've shown thus far. I honestly have no idea how you've remained so calm this whole time. Let's go find your daughter. Right now. I'll escort you myself. Thank you, says Michonne. This must be it here. Governor Milton, what an honor. Don't make a thing of it. Do you have an employee named... All done, Matt. You mind if I go ahead and run it over? And that is presumably Elodie walking out to the Fendersons' place. Sure, they'd probably... What's going on, Elodie? And they're both shocked. It's me, baby. It's Mama. And she drops the cake. They embrace. Oh, this is good. This is long-term storytelling, too. Man. And the first thing I read with the letter hacks, I'm not going to go through all those. I never do my live reaction. I'll read them probably before I do the review tomorrow. But the first thing I saw when I flipped the page over is, we teased you with Elodie at the end of the last issue, and we're not big enough creeps, so we'd make you wait 25 issues to confirm she's alive. Thank you. Because I really do dislike when series... I mean, if there's a reason for it, good. But when there's no real good reason, and a series just, like, introduces something and then makes you wait a long-ass time, there's no fun to be had in that. It's just drawing things out unnecessarily. So I'm liking that. Don't really know if I trust this governor that much yet. What was her name? Milton or something like that? I don't know if I trust her all that much. She seems okay, at least. I mean, she at least let Michonne go see her daughter. And if her daughter says, you know, this is a pretty good place to live, I mean, they took her in when she was presumably, I guess, just still a kid a few years back. If all that's the case, then there's probably room for them to work together, and they can't be all that bad people. They're just being cautious. And while I think it's an extreme hardline take the way she was describing it, it is true that, I mean, there has to be some sort of order, or they would just be in a complete mess. And we can see, at least from the outside, that the way they're keeping order isn't the same way. It doesn't seem to be through fear. It seems to be more through purpose, even if that purpose is a little overzealous, creating sort of zealots. But it seems like it's not the same as the Saviors, where they were completely keeping order through fear, which is not a way to do things. So at least there's some hope for this being a creative, different story. I'm just so worried it's going to be the same thing we've seen again and again with an evil organization, or evil community, kind of. So this was a really good issue. I enjoyed it. It seemed a bit short because there wasn't much dialogue. There was a lot of art, 2 big full double-page spreads. But yeah, I suppose that's it. So like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this issue, what you thought of my first thoughts and reaction. I really enjoyed it. I'll have a review up tomorrow. We can talk about it more in depth there. Even though I don't feel like there's too much to talk about in depth, so I'm not sure, but after reading it a few more times, I'm sure I'll come up with plenty to talk about. So like, comment, subscribe for more The Walking Dead, both comics and TV show. The TV show should be back soon. Is it this Sunday? I don't know. I haven't been keeping track of it because I've been so busy, but it should be quite soon that I'll be going back to reviewing that. So there's that. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. And if you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me, more of us there, totally cool. I think we've only briefly talked about The Walking Dead there a few times, but it's free to open. It's free and open to talk about whatever you want. Just be warned, it's mostly anime stuff. But yeah, suppose that's it. Thank you one last time for watching. I'll see you all next time.